Good morning, ladies and gentlemen. Good morning, good morning. Good morning. Okay, so let me see here. Did we get are we good to go? We got everything good to go? Okay, so welcome to the show, ladies and gentlemen. I'm Anthony Glenn. I'm your host. I'm a buy and hold investor out of sunny Southern California. I'm super excited to have you guys here today. And we're going to be going a couple of straight hours about talking about real estate. It's almost one here in Massachusetts. Okay, fantastic. Well, I want to tell you guys a quick story. Okay, so there I was wanting to get started in real estate, and one thing that I noticed is that when I was getting into this game, there was a lot of people who just wasn't trying to help me out. So when I first got into the real estate industry, it was just, I just didn't have the help that I needed, right? And one thing that I noticed is that it was just a lot of people who just didn't want to give me any information. They just didn't want to share any information with me. They didn't want to talk to me about how to get started. They didn't want to help me get started at all. So I had a lot of challenges when I first got started in the real estate industry. And from 1998 is when I first bought my first property. If you guys could see the gray in my beard, y'all see that? Well, I call it blonde. It's not gray. But one thing that I learned is that, everybody is not everybody wants to help you. Okay. That's the reality of it. Not everybody wants to help you. Not everybody wants to help you in this game. Not everybody wants to give you information. Not everybody wants to help you get started in the real estate game. So we want to debunk those things. And while we're here on this live today, put a 1 in the chat if you guys are rocking out with me. I'm going to be going live I'm currently on all social media platforms, and I'm just interested to know what your questions are in regard to investing in real estate. Okay, so the very first property that I bought was in Hawaii. That was my first purchase. And then as I transitioned to Atlanta, I bought another property in Atlanta utilizing my VA loan. And then basically then I got stationed in California. And then when I went to California, I wanted to become I wanted to figure out how I could become better. Okay. And one thing that I noticed is that, the number one thing with investing in real estate, I want everybody to put the word admin in the chat. I want y'all to put admin in the chat. Put admin, the word admin, ADMIN. Okay. I want everybody to put this in the chat right now. Admin. Now, the reason why I'm telling you guys this is because admin will make or break you in real estate investing. I don't care what anybody tells you guys. If your administrative stuff is not correct, you will mess this game up. So the fundamental part of real estate investing and getting into the game is getting your administrative portion right. And we're going to talk about that today. And we're going to go through those things. And let's get started. Anthony Glenn, buy and hold investor out of sunny Southern California. I have 7 real estate companies. If you look me up, TonyGlennII.com, TonyGlennII.com. Okay. You guys could see all of the companies that I started. And then what I'm going to talk to you guys about is how I was able to build 7 real estate companies from scratch. Okay. And I'll show them all to you, and I'll show you and talk to you guys about how they vertically integrate and how you guys could do the exact same thing. Now, put a 1 in the chat if you guys are ready to rock out with me. Thank you guys for pulling up. I appreciate the 10 people here right now. I think we're going to have a really good show today. Okay, right now we have 38 people on X. My Instagram is not streaming correctly for some reason, but that's okay. But I want to talk to you guys about how to get started in real estate. And if you have any questions, the rules of engagement while you're on the show, for every 1,000 likes that I get on the gram, on TikTok, and 5 shares I get, I'm going to unlock another nugget. Now, and for those of you that are on the live right now, you better get a pen because I'm going to be rocking out and giving you guys some notes. And if you follow these steps, you cannot mess it up. Okay. So the first thing that I want to talk about, guys, is I want to talk about, okay, the very first thing that you guys should do when real estate investing, okay, is create a business plan. So everybody that's on my live right now, put a 1 in the chat and put business plan. Now, the reason I'm going to break everything down for you guys, listen, you cannot go wrong if you follow these steps. If you follow step by step, there's no way that you can mess this up. So the very first thing that you're going to be able to do is that you're going to write a business plan. Okay. Now, here's what that plan is going to have in it. Number one, okay, mission. Number two, vision. Number three, location. Number four, competitive advantage. Number five, market analysis. Number six, startup costs. Number seven is going to be your staff. Okay, now the reason why I'm telling you guys, the reason why you want to do this is because think about it, the plan is free. It costs you no money to write a plan. So when you're investing in real estate or you're trying to get in this game, the number one thing that you should start with is a plan, okay? Now, writing the plan is gonna tell you a target of where you need to start at, okay? Now, let me give you a fundamental example. That way you guys can see what I'm talking about. Let me do a quick room reset. Good morning, ladies and gentlemen. Anthony Glenn, buy and hold investor out of sunny Southern California. I've been investing in real estate for a very long time. And today I'm gonna show you guys how I have a vertically integrated real estate company. And then I'm gonna talk to you guys about some administrative stuff that I had to figure out going along the way when starting my real estate journey. You do not have to become a realtor to become an investor. Okay, that's the first thing. You don't have to have a real estate license to invest in real estate. The second thing, do not take advice from somebody that doesn't have the direction that you're trying to go in. Okay? And then number three, guys, listen, stop focusing on where you're at and focus on who you want to become. These are the fundamental things with investing that a lot of people don't get, right? So let's just say that I want to start a company and I'm ready to get out there and I'm ready to rock out, right? And I'm super excited. I'm ready to go. I want to start a real estate investment journey. And I want to know, the reason why I say mission and vision is very important when investing in real estate is because of these couple of things. If you're practicing on shooting a gun, right? What do you need to see in front of you? If I have a gun and I go to the shooting range, what do I have in my hand? What is this right here? What is this right here? The gun, right? In order for me to hit the target, what do I have to have in the gun? Bullets. Okay, so now I have the guns and the bullets. Now, guns and the bullets are useless if I don't have a target. So the fundamental piece with real estate investing is going to be your business plan. I promise you, if you're listening to me, your plan is going to be the foundation, because that is a working document that's going to tell you who you are to become. So for those of you investing in real estate and you're trying to get in the game, write your plan first. That's the fundamental piece, okay? Now, I want everybody to put a number 2 in the chat, and then we're going to talk about the people that you're going to need to keep you out of jail, okay? These are the people that you're going to need in your business. Put a number 2 in the chat right now. Ladies and gentlemen, we got 19 people right here, 47 people across all social media platforms. What I'm talking about is step-by-step on how to start in real estate and real estate investing. If you have a question or a comment that you would like to propose in the chat, please get the shares out. I think we're going to have a good room. We already have 15 people here on the live today. And guys, I'm going to walk you guys step-by-step on how I built 7 real estate companies at 7 figures or more. Now, I'll run them down to you guys. Number 1, Veteran Homeowners Club. That's a 501c3. We do community outreach for veterans, and we educate veterans on how to become investors. Okay, and we do social action in the community. That's a 501c3 nonprofit. Number 2, okay, the Liberty Group. That's my real estate brokerage. I got 51 agents. Okay, the Liberty Group. Number 3, TC Me. That is a transaction coordinator company that's vertically integrated into my real estate company. That company is a concierge company that helps realtors do transactions well. That's called TC Me. That's the only company that I don't have that's not making $1 million. Okay. Number 4 is going to be Military Mortgage Group, which is my mortgage company. I own it. Okay. It's my company. Okay. I have a partner. Her name is Constance, and we run that mortgage company. Okay. Number 5, we have Cardone Veterans Group, which is my partnership with Grant Cardone, where we educate veterans on how to invest in multifamilies. Okay. All right. Number 6 is going to be the Glenn Group, which is my acquisitions company where I buy properties. Okay. That is a S Corp in a holding company. Okay. All right. And then number 7 is going, as one more. Number 7 is Win in Real Estate, which is a coaching company for investors and realtors on how to become real estate investors. So Win in Real Estate is my social media, my YouTube channel, and my TikTok, and it's also where we help agents become producing agents. It's called Win in Real Estate. That's a Facebook group, a referral group. Now, if you notice, all of those companies have a brand. They all have a website. They all have an email address. They all have a Google profile. Now, the reason why I'm telling you guys this stuff is because you can't scale a company unless you have your administrative stuff right. So as I'm talking you guys through this stuff, I'm going to walk you guys through how I was able to build a company and then how you guys can become investors yourself. Okay. Who has questions or comments about what I'm going to be talking about or teaching today on the live? Any questions? Anybody have any questions? Any questions? Okay, make sure you guys put your questions in the chat. Okay, the money. What about the money? Booty. Boo-bee. Oh, I said booty. Boo-bee. Okay, so booby. Okay, let's see here. I'm going to invite you. Okay. When you say the money, what do you mean? What's your question? The money. What do you mean by that? Okay, the money. Okay, so I have a question in the chat. I'm going to answer the question. How do you get the money? Is that your question? Okay. All right. So I'll come back to you if you can explain what you mean by the money. Okay. So now that I write my plan, boom. Now I know every real estate professional is going to need these 4 people. Everybody put the number 4 in the chat. 4. Put the number 4 in the chat. 4. Everybody put the number 4 in the chat, please. Put the number 4 in the chat. Okay. You're going to need these 4 people, right, in your business. Number 1, a tax planner. Number 2, a marketer. Number 3, a bookkeeper. And number 4 is going to be an attorney. Now, here's the reason why I'm telling you guys need this stuff. Remember, you're working on who you're supposed to become. You don't have to hire them. You just need to know. Okay, so let me explain. The tax planner, okay, is going to help you stay out of jail, okay? If you guys have a small business and you're doing your taxes after you make the money, you're doing it wrong. Why? Can anybody tell me why? Why is that? Why am I doing it wrong if I'm doing my taxes after the fact? Okay? If you're doing your taxes after the fact, why is that wrong? And I'm not trying to insult anyone's intelligence, but I'm trying to help you understand why this is important. If you go through the year and then, I'll give you an example, okay? So right now, I'm going to Google what tax bracket is $1 million earner in, okay? I'm just going to look this up real quick. While I'm here, I'm going to ask this question. What tax bracket is $1 million earner in? Okay, so let me check it out. Okay, so what tax bracket is $1 million earner in? Okay, so right here it says gross prize lump sum payout $1 million. You need to pay $334,000 in total. 240 federal withholding plus $94,000 if you're a millionaire. So if you made $1 million, okay, that essentially means that you're going to pay 36% of your income to taxes. Let's just do this math real quick so you guys can see it. And this is the reason why I'm telling you guys this, all right? This is the biggest, the number one mistake with real estate investors that, the number one mistake with real estate investors that they make is that when they make they get in the game and they don't utilize a tax planner. $1 million, okay? Okay, $1 million. All right, that's $1 million. I'm going to times 36%. That's $360,000. So to lower this footprint, this is the reason why your admin is important. So $360,000 of that money is gone. So imagine going through the year, you have made $1 million, and then you say, damn, you know what? I made $1 million, and then you balling out of control. Then you spend the money, and then Uncle Sam comes knocking. Hey, let me get that $360,000 out of that $1 million that you just made. Okay? Boom, you didn't plan for it. You don't have the money for it. Now you're on the hook for that money. So this is the reason why we're telling you guys that admin is extremely, extremely, extremely important with structuring yourself correctly and having everything in place. So you're doing tax planning, not tax preparer. I don't want a tax preparer when I'm doing this stuff. I want a tax planner. That tax planner is going to help me stay out of jail. Okay. Also, that tax planner is going to tell me where I need to point my money at in regard to making the money. So if I made $1 million, that means that immediately I already know that, okay, how can I lower my taxable footprint as I'm going through this process? And one of the easiest ways is setting up a corporation. S Corp, C Corp, LLC. Now, anybody have any questions? Let me do a quick room reset, guys. I don't see you guys sharing this room out, guys. Anthony Glenn, buy and hold investor out of sunny Southern California. Today, we're basically talking about, we're going to go over some of the administrative stuff that, real estate investors should know. And then we're going to back into the VA construction loan. I'm going to break that down today. And then also we're going to talk about how you guys can become investors. So if you're here and you're on the show right now, come on up. You're invited to come on stage, ask us any questions that you may have. And guys, we're going to have a short room today. I'm going to go 1 straight hour talking about real estate investing, and then I got a meeting following. So if you're here, get me up to 5 shares right now. Down at the bottom, you'll see the arrow pointing right. Okay, so let's get some shares up. And then guys, if you're on the live right now, make sure you're banging your thumbs and getting those likes up, okay? I would really appreciate that. Now, who has questions or comments that they would like to propose in the chat? No questions. No questions. None. Okay, so it says you need to know which structure you need, for example, LLC, S Corp, etc. Okay, that is correct. Okay, all right, so I just asked 3. Okay, what questions did you have? You said you just asked 3 questions. Let's see here. What were your questions? Let me go back. Well, then I want to be a millionaire. Okay, so is tax always 3? I'm not understanding your question. I'm going to invite you on stage. That way I can make sure I effectively answer your question. Okay, so as we go through this, and guys, I'm live on a couple of different social media platforms. Okay, one of the biggest things I want to make sure that you guys know, I'm on X, I'm on Instagram, and I'm on LinkedIn and YouTube. Okay, so okay, a third. Well, no, it depends on how much money you make. So whatever tax bracket that you're at, depending on where you're located at, okay, you got state tax and then you got federal income tax. So depending on the reason why you want to set up any type of corporate structure is because a corporation is a flow-through entity, which means that the money, your corporation gets paid, and then once your corporation gets paid, if you are an employee to that company, that essentially means that you can get paid as an employee, and then unlocks certain investment accounts that you wouldn't be able to invest in if you were a sole proprietor, meaning that you just owned a business and you didn't have a corporation. So, as you guys are setting up or doing your business, it's imperative to know that admin is extremely important. Did I answer your question? Okay, fantastic, guys. Okay, so who else has questions? Okay, so let's get back to it. Okay, so Anthony Glenn, buy and hold investor out of sunny Southern California. I'm rocking out for a couple of hours on TikTok. If you're listening, please show my live to military people. I'm gonna keep asking because I know you're listening, because you always try to set me down every week. okay, when I give my number out. Okay, so if you're on the live right now and you have questions that you would like to propose to us, you guys could answer any real estate question that you would like to ask. Okay, right now I'm going through the admin. So I talked to you guys about why a tax planner is important. Let's talk about a marketer. Okay, all right, so the first one is a tax planner. The second one is a marketer. Okay, any type of company that you make, and this is the reason why the plan is important. Okay, so essentially, if I wanted to make $1 million and I had a $10,000 product, right, like real estate, right? Let's just say $1 million. I wanted to make $1 million, and this is why the plan is important. I wanted to make $1 million, and I'm trying to figure out, okay, how can I effectively make $1 million with a $10,000 product, right? So all I'm going to do is take that number, and then I'm going to divide by $10,000. So that means that I have to sell 100 products in order to make $1 million. But really, I don't have to sell 100 products. Okay, I'm going to take that and I'm going to divide by 5. I actually need 20 people to refer 5 people to me to make $1 million. So when you're creating your plan, whether it's real estate or anything else, you don't necessarily have to have, to keep going out and doing the same thing. Sometimes it requires for you guys to be in the fold. Otis, I'm inviting you up, bro. Okay, I done sent the invite out like 3 times. So sometimes it requires for you guys to actually just get in the game and figure out, okay, how can I make passively $1 million? Okay, so right there, I just showed you guys that if I had a $10,000 product, I needed to make $1 million, then that's the way to do it. But you're not going to make $1 million by saving the money. You make the $1 million by reinvesting the money, and at least 15 to 25% should go into marketing and advertising. Everybody put 15 to 20 in the chat right now. 15 to 20. Here's an example. If you guys notice, every Tuesdays, Wednesdays, and Thursdays, what do? I'm on TikTok. Why am I on TikTok? Because I know that if I have a product like real estate, watch this, okay? Followers matter, guys. Let me show you why they matter. Watch this. I have 7,000 followers on TikTok. I have 115,000 followers on Instagram. But watch this. I'm going to go with the 7,000 followers and show you why this is important when you're growing your real estate business out, okay? So I'm a broker, okay? So that means if I sell a home, the medium home price, let's just say, is $500,000, okay? $500,000, 2.5% of that is $12,500, okay? And I'm showing this to you guys so you guys could understand why the plan is important. So that means that if 12.5 is now I have a vertically integrated company to where I do the loan too. So if I got a $500,000 loan and I get 2% of that, that means I get $10,000 and 12.5. I get $10,000 from the loan and I get 12.5 from each person that we sell homes to. So $22,500 is my opportunity to earn once I sell a property, okay? Now, this is just an example. You can back this scenario into anything, okay? So now I know that $22,500 is what I would earn for making this. So if I go $1 million, I got 7,200 followers on TikTok, okay? Now I'm gonna multiply that times 5% of those people, okay? So 7,200 times 5% equals 360 people. Now, 360 people times 22,500, that's an $8.1 million business off 7,000 followers. When I get 5% of my 7,000 followers to transact with me, I'll make $8.1 million. Just 5%. So when you're looking at these numbers, guys, put a 1 in the chat if you guys understood that math, right? I want to make sure that you guys got it. Put a 1 in the chat if you guys understood the math. Otis, I invited you again, bro. Okay, I'm inviting you on. Okay, finally you can get on. Okay, so now You think I'm getting on TikTok and giving this free game out for nothing? Hell no, I'm trying to make that not that $8 million, right? So this is the reason why a plan is important when you guys are doing real estate investing. If you're going into this game to make money, then you're going to fail. Okay. But if you're going into this game to make an impact and make a difference and to help people, you're going into it to solve a problem. You're going to make more money by doing that, because if you're officially solving problems, then it doesn't matter how much money that you make, because people are going to rave and tell more people about what it is that you do. Brother Otis, you want to tell the people who you are and what you do, bro?
Yep, full-time real estate investor out of the San Francisco Bay Area, long-term hold investor, former mortgage broker, spent the better part of 20 years in the multifamily commercial industry, overseeing 3,000 units. I'm licensed in insurance at a national notary company. I started a business with just under $600. I used an outsourcing business model. That business generated over 7 figures, and that was non-real estate related. Everything else is all real estate, man. 4 Data Points Academy is an educational platform that I founded, teaching people how to become real estate investors from zero knowledge all the way to the promised land. There it is.
Fantastic, guys. And then, guys, if you're just joining the show, you better get a pen, because Otis and I are going to rock out for the next 45 minutes. You guys get to ask you get to ask real estate investors any questions that you want to ask. But I wanted to talk about the reason why I wanted to go through the administrative portion is because if you can't write a business plan, then you shouldn't be getting into business. I'm sorry. Okay. And most people are not telling you guys this. They're like, oh, I want to be a real estate investor. And then now you're getting in the game, and then you're ready, fire, aim versus ready, aim, fire. You should not do any type of business without a plan. You have to have a plan. Okay. What's up, Juan? Juan, come up and rock out with us. I want to see if Juan will come up. I'm gonna invite him up. Juan, come up here, man. You can't be popping in, man, and not showing up, man. Come rock out with us so I can get you some followers. Okay, I think he might have bounced already. Okay, so guys, again, when we're talking about these things, man, this is essential. Okay, like write your plan. The plan is free. Okay. Next step is create a deadline, a hard deadline. All of you guys, put a 2 in the chat if you believe that you can become a millionaire. Put a 2 in the chat if you want to become a millionaire. Put a 2 in the chat if you want to be a millionaire. Okay. All right. So if you want to become a millionaire and you put a 2 in the chat, okay, well, write down $1 million, okay, and then put a timeline behind it. I will be a millionaire by this time. So you create your deadline, and then you reverse engineer how you're going to get there. Guys, this shit is not actually that hard. It doesn't matter how big your goal, and don't allow people to suppress your goal. If you believe that you can do it, then you will. But if you're around people who make $50,000, then they can't see that goal because your goal is outside of their scope. Okay. Otis, do you want to talk about that real quick?
Yeah, I want to talk about how you got your room blue though, your office blue back there. Like what put me onto that?
Oh, that's my farmers only light right there. See it right there?
Oh,
That's how I get my when I get on farmers only, I'm like, hey, if you want to join Anthony Glenn, you can win. Juan, come up, bro.
Stumble into that room, boy. You in for some trouble. Yeah, man. It's always going to boil down to the people you surround yourself with. And if you're at the top of the food chain, then you need to get into another food chain. That's plain and simple. The only thing that's keeping most people from becoming millionaires. Oh, and by the way, you'll become a millionaire and not realize it until you go back and do your financials. The goal, and I think a lot of people don't understand, millionaire nowadays is not a lot of money.
No, it's not.
And it's very easy to make. Like, I know people that if they make $1 million, they got to file for bankruptcy. Like, and 5 years ago, they were, applying for, a job, hopefully trying to make 6-figure salaries. So if you have a system in place, whatever you do, I don't care whether it's real estate investing, I don't care whether you're an HR consultant or whatever it is. One challenge that I ran into was scalability and not focusing on scale. I was focusing on sales and how much I can do by myself. And then you hit a ceiling and then realize, okay, that's where the business plan really comes in. So I'm glad you mentioned that, because there's a lot of things that my business plan is 100 pages and I'm not even done yet. I'm trying to scale it down, right? It don't need to be that long. But there's a lot of things that it forces me to consider that I didn't give enough thought into. And it helped me make some interim decisions that will get me a lot closer to scaling than if I wouldn't have done a business plan at all. So that was a gem right there, man. Don't you have a template that you had put in your group at one point,
Yes, we
like
have
your
a business.
Facebook group?
Yes, we have a business plan template that you guys could download. Put a one in the chat if you guys want to download the free business plan template. I'll give it to you guys, and the reason why I want to do this is because, look, man, ain't nobody listen. People don't want to help, man. It's just kind of like, you're trying to figure it out on your own. Nobody wants to help you guys. Guys, if you guys want the free business plan template, put a one in the chat, guys, because I'll show you how to download it to where you guys could get it. Okay. So again, when you guys are going through this process, if you don't have if you want the free business plan, this is what you're going to do. You're going to text win to 760-573-2731. Okay. You can get that free business plan template. I put it in my Facebook group. We'll give you guys the Facebook group. All you got to do is get in there, answer the questions, get in that group. Right now we have 4,000 people that's in that group. So I want to say thank you guys for getting in there. And these are all people that 760-573-2731. Again, that number is 760-573-2731. Okay. Hold on. I need to find a pin. Okay. I got you, brother. Okay. So guys, welcome to the Winning Real Estate Show. I am your host. I have my co-host, Otis James. Make sure you guys give us a follow. The rules of engagement is, as long as you're tapping that screen, we're going to continue to teach. Okay. Down at the bottom, we have 9 shares. Please do me a favor. Get us up to 15 shares right now. Listen, I am 2,500 people away from getting to the 10,000 followers that I need. And I desperately need you guys' help to help me get bigger on TikTok. That way I can share my screen. I cannot share my screen and go to studio mode right now because I'm not at the 10,000 followers. But guys, we need 2,500 more people. If you guys are like the conversation of what we're saying and you guys want to build with us and help us grow, the best way to learn from a real estate investor is to help one. Okay, so for those of you that are on the show and you guys want that free business plan template, that number again is 760-573-2731. You're going to text the word WIN, please. Okay, so now check this out. Here's the deal. Okay, what other questions do you guys have? Okay, so we're going to go rapid fire real estate questions. Right now we got 10 people on here. Let's ask some questions. Otis, you down? Let's do it.
Yeah, and I'm sure they've seen a bunch of stuff on TikTok and Instagram that they have some questions about, all these empty promises floating around out there. So bring those questions to the forefront because we can dispel a lot of those myths that we see online that we got to fish through to find some real content. So
absolutely. And then I see Ebony, she says, what are the things to look for when buying a property? Okay, so there's 4 data points that you have to look for that Otis has coined. I'm gonna give the first 2, okay, and then Otis can give the last 2. Okay, how much does the property cost? Number 1, and how much does it cost to fix up? Okay, what is the rehab cost? What's going to be the ARV, which is everybody put ARV in the chat. ARV. The reason why we're telling you guys to drop this stuff in the chat is because when you guys are doing these things, okay, and each one of these 4 data points is going to have a sub data point or reference that is going to be imperative. The reason why you want to know how much the property costs is because you want to know what your monthly obligation is. Okay. Then also you want to know how much income can it generate, right? So if the property is generating income and it's not generating enough income to cover your cost, then you might get yourself in trouble. Otis, you want to give the next 2?
Yeah, so the next 2 are what's it going to be worth when I'm done, ARV, and how much income can it generate? And we ask those 4 questions because if we find a property that may be an opportunity, we don't know what we're going to do with it yet. We don't know whether we want to keep it, rent it out. We don't know whether we want to flip it. So we'll let the math determine what direction that we go. So in order for us to know everything that we're going to do or that we can do, we have to ask, what does it cost? What does it cost to fix up? What's it going to be worth when I'm done? How much income can it generate? And so this is a much longer conversation than just 4 questions, but we answer those 4 questions and we make some observations. For example, if what it costs is too close to what it's going to be worth when I'm done, that lets me know a few things right off the bat. I'm going to have to tie some money up in there, right? I'm not going to be able to get my money back out because I'm not going to be able to add enough value to be able to leverage that value. It means it's going to be a long-term hold situation, right? It means I have to check some other data points like making sure that it's going to generate enough income to meet the monthly obligation, like Anthony said. And it's going to force me to ask all these questions that as a new investor, I may not have even known to ask. So it serves multiple purposes. It's a learning tool. It keeps people that I mentor out of trouble in my absence, just in case they feel confident enough to pull the trigger. And it helps you remove the emotional component out of the decision making process because you're just looking at math and facts to determine how you should move forward.
And then I had another question right here where it says, I am a first-time home buyer. Should I go through the NACA program? Okay, let me see here. What location are you in? What state are you in? What state are you in? Yokana?
Yokana?
Okay. Illinois is okay. All right. You know, Illinois is at least shooting out there. You know what I'm saying? They got guns and,
Come on, where are we?
you know what I'm saying? You got to buy houses like this out there, man. You know what I'm saying? I'm just playing with you. I'm just playing with you. Let me quit playing. Guys, listen, put a 1 in the chat if you guys want to have some fun, man, because we like to make real estate fun. Listen, this is not the unseasoned live, okay? So if you guys want to, hello, my name is Anthony Glenn, and would you like to buy some real estate? No, we like to have fun in here. We're going to ask you questions. We want you to be confident on doing what you want to do, okay? And we're going to teach you guys how to do anything that you guys want to do. So number one, okay, the NACA program is 100% financing programs, but there are pros and cons to the NACA program. I think it doesn't matter what program that you use. It just means that if you're buying a home to live in, that is a good way to get in the game to see what it's like to own property. Right now, real estate is the number one. Everybody uses real estate. Everybody on the planet uses. I'm sitting in real estate right now. Church, real estate. Hospital, real estate. Baseball, real estate. Baseball diamond, real estate. All of this stuff is real estate. Everybody uses it every day. So I think that whatever program that you use, it doesn't necessarily mean your barrier of entry, whether you should or should not use it. It just depends on what your debt to utilization is. Okay, how much money do you have down? Okay, what location, and then why you're buying the property. Okay, and that goes back with a plan. So do you believe, put a 1 in the chat if you went to Bank of America. Okay, put a 1 in the chat if you think that if you go to Bank of America that they're going to tell you what debt that you need to pay down in order to get a lower interest rate. Put a 2 in the chat if you believe they won't. Okay. Now, the reason why, big echo for me for some reason. Are you getting an echo, Otis?
I'm not getting an echo. No, I don't hear an echo.
Okay. So listen, man, the banks don't care about anything. And watch, Bruno just pulled in. Okay. So watch this. Bruno just pulled up. Bruno, can you tell me what a what-if scenario is and how Yokana can utilize that? What's a what-if scenario?
Yeah, man. So that's when the lender takes the information of where you are, and then they map out what are the specific things that you can do to improve a certain scenario, right? So they look at your profile, they look at what the debt is that you have, and then they say, okay, well, you owe X amount. If you were to make this payment to pay down or pay off this specific debt, this is what these are the specific effects that it'll have on the profile.
Bruno can't even pretend he's not eating. He tried to fake like he's not eating right now.
I'm not.
Bruno, you eat right now.
Oh my, I'm not even eating, bro. You know what? For that reason, guys. Hey, you know what? Tony was like, hey, TikTok. And I'm like, you know what? Nope, I'm eating.
So Bruno, can you let the people know who you are and what you do, brother?
Hell yeah, man. So my name is Bruno, man, and I am a professional food eating competitor, right? And then on the side, I do real estate.
So guys, make sure you do me a favor, guys. Put a 1 in the chat if you guys are enjoying the show. And shout out, listen, guys, I want everybody to write the word thank you. Thank you, okay? I want to say thank you for the 19 people that have gotten us to 3,100 likes on the live. Guys, I really, really do appreciate you guys coming in and supporting us each and every day. We are so immensely thankful for you guys coming in here. Thank you guys for rocking out with us. And guys, for you showing up, guys, I want you guys to put number 4 in the chat. Because of you, those that are on the live, we're going to go give you 4 nuggets today. Guys, I'm feeling generous today. All right. So here's the deal. What I'm going to give you guys and allow you guys to download for free is I'm going to give you guys the free concessions rule. Okay, and Yokana, I want you to do me a favor. Okay, Yokana, can you come up on stage? Okay, we're gonna pour into you, and then you're gonna have 3 people pour into you on your first investment journey. So everybody say congratulations to Yokana for committing herself to being a real estate investor today, because we want to walk you through your journey, sister. Guess what? Because you came on stage, we're gonna pour into you today. Okay. All right. So good morning.
Morning.
Good morning, everyone.
Good morning.
Won't he do it?
You better be hyped, man, because you better be hyped because you about to get to the bag. You know what I'm saying?
Boom.
Hear that? That's the money. That's the money sound right there. Y'all hear that money sound?
I like that sound.
You just won a new set of Pampers. Depends. Pampers are for those who have issues with leaky gut. No, I'm joking. Yokata, don't go away. I'm just playing. She's like, I'm about to get the hell up out of here. Okay, so tell us about your real estate investment journey. I want you to ask some questions. We're going to pour into you right now, and then repeat after me. Come off your mic.
I'm off mic.
I will
I will
be a real estate investor
be a real estate investor
by November 1st,
by November 1st,
2024.
2024.
Outstanding. That's where it starts at. So you're gonna write down November 1st. Guys, let's manifest this for her. Okay. We want to support her. Everybody put November 1st in the chat right now. Okay. All right. We're gonna manifest this person, her first investment property. So tell us your scenario and what questions do you have about investing? Okay. What you got? We ready to pour into you. We're gonna give you some game.
Okay. So I am a first-time home buyer, so I am looking to purchase a home.
Mm-hmm.
I'm in what city?
To
Sorry.
stay in for a little while.
What city, Yokana? What city are you trying to purchase?
I don't want to hear the gunshots rolling, but
We just playing
Chicago.
with you. Chicago. There's not an opportunity in Chicago.
Oh, my bad. No, wait. Let me quit playing around with you. People like, I ain't going on stage on this crazy ass man stage. Okay, so Chicago, you want to buy a property there. Okay. What zip code? Give me a zip code.
60616.
60616. Okay, so November 1st. Okay. Do you have a family? Kids?
Yes.
How many?
1.
How old?
11.
Okay.
Boy or girl?
Okay.
Girl.
Girl, okay.
Okay. Carson.
Oh, don't let him bring his kids out. He gonna make you feel like a bad parent. Yokana, watch.
Okay.
He gonna make you feel.
The reason why we ask you this question is because the question that I have for you is that do you want your little chicken nugget? Okay. This is my daughter. Say hi.
Hi.
See that? I did her. Oh, I did her hair myself. You know,
No, you didn't.
I did. Wait. Okay. All right. Y'all. Hope y'all didn't hear that. No, you didn't. Say hi. Look at the camera.
Hi.
Okay. So now, how old are you, baby?
11.
Do you own property?
Yes.
Where?
Florida and Texas.
Okay. Bye.
Bye.
Okay. The reason why I did that is because there should be no amount of your resistance to buying, investing in a property, because you're not doing it for you only. You're doing it for your kiddo. You know what I mean? So as you go through this process and you're doing that, like, okay, so right now, the reason why I ask you what zip code and the reason why your plan is important is because it's very simple. Okay, so you want to look in 60616. Bruno, can you do me a favor and tell me what the projected increase of homes in that zip code is? The average increase of homes in that area? Okay, so what we're going to do for you is step 1, you're going to get on a free consultation call with us. We're going to help you analyze the location that you want to buy the property from. Okay. Step 2, we're going to give you a free roadmap to tell you what you need to do in order to get the best interest rate for you. And then step 3, we're going to vet real estate professionals that are going to know how to negotiate for you in that local area. Does that sound good?
That sounds great.
Guess how much it's going to cost?
$3.99.
$0. And the reason why we do this stuff for people like you is because we want to encourage you to get out there and invest. Okay, Bruno, do you got my answers?
No, I'm still pulling it up.
Okay. While I'm doing that, Otis, do you want to jump in and give a little bit of game since she came on stage?
Yeah. So in the last 30 days in that zip code, the pricing has changed. It's increased a quarter or 0.75%, 0.75. That's just in the last 30 days. So if somebody was to make a decision 30 days ago versus now, they could have been 0.75% cheaper 30 days ago. So the cost of real estate is going up continually. So there's an opportunity cost for waiting. There's an opportunity cost for executing, because by the time you pull the trigger, it's going to cost you more. Now, it sounds like you're looking for a house that you are going to live in with your daughter. So let me ask you this question: is you owning your primary home the priority, or is you amassing a real estate investing portfolio the priority?
A portfolio.
Portfolio.
I would like to live there for probably maybe 5 years and then move.
Okay, 5 years is a long time. I'm like JG Wentworth. I need my cash now. I can't wait 5 days.
Yeah.
But let me share some information about where you live, though. Real estate investors buy problems. That's why we get properties for a discount, because we buy problems. So I got to look at how many people have a problem that I can jump in and capitalize on. I hate to use the term capitalize, but how many people can I create a win-win for that have a problem in that zip code? There's 100 people in that zip code that are 3 months behind on their mortgage. So the first thing I'm going to do is I'm going to examine those 100 people. Literally, there's 100 people in 60616. There's 100 pre-foreclosures.
And let me say this too.
Let me 3 months behind.
And let me say this too, to
Go
this
ahead.
point, because I just looked something up that you're gonna like too. 60606 housing market, housing prices and trends in Chicago in this location. 9.18 from last year. Median home price is 331,000. Okay, in the last 59 days, home prices have increased 4% in that zip code. Okay, so that means that from respectively an increase of 4 to 8% in that zip code. So let's go. Let me give you an example. So last year, if you would have been looking, okay, let's just do this real time, and then I'm gonna pass it back to you, Otis, real quick. Okay, so you guys can see this. Okay, so that means if you bought a property, okay, right here's my calculator. Let's just say you bought a property for 300,000. You were looking at a property 300,000 in 2023. Okay. All right. Now I'm gonna multiply that times 8%. That means you're paying $24,000 more now because you waited a year to invest. Okay. All of this is public information. As of December 2024, the median price of homes in forecast is $272,800 in Illinois and $324,000 in Chicago. Respectively, an increase of 8.4% and 12% from December 2023 to 2024. So that basically means that the demand for houses, you got to know the demand, and what Otis is going to talk about briefly is how you can find an opportunity to get in versus just getting out here and looking at houses that are on market. I think that's where you're going, right, Otis?
Yeah, and it goes towards, there's wealth just hidden in plain sight. And what happens is when people think of the term real estate investing, their mind automatically goes someplace where they don't think they belong. That's what I see most. So if I'm in your zip code, I'm not going to Zillow, I'm not going to Realtor.com or Truly or any of those. I'm going to see who has a problem that I can fix. And keep in mind, all these folks with a problem, they don't have access to the financing that you have access to, because that financing is not allowed on owner-occupied properties. Now, I would rather buy a bunch of investment properties, and then if I find one I ultimately want to move into, then I'll move into that. Right? I don't like putting money into my own house because it doesn't generate any income. And even if I pay my house off, I'm still paying property taxes in perpetuity that cost more than most people's rent anyway. Right? So if you're looking at a path to wealth, I would learn how to become a real estate investor. You already understand the 4 questions we need to ask, pick an address, and practice those 4 questions. Also, I'll put the guide in your Facebook group, Anthony.
Okay.
So if whoever's a part of that Facebook group, the 4 data points guide is going to be the first step in learning how to become a real estate investor. You're ahead of 95% of the people getting into the game if you can master those 4 questions. And I tell you how to find the answers to them, and then I tell you what to do with the answers and what those answers show. So that's the first thing. There's a lot of opportunity in 60616 Illinois. A lot. 14,000 people have high equity. There's 3,000 people, just under 3,000 people that pay cash for properties out there. Those are probably investors. There's 100 people in pre-foreclosure, which means they're 90 days late at least. Those people have equity. You can dive in there and bring in some investor financing, go ahead and remove them from the situation, give them some money to get started somewhere else. And now you've just bought all that equity in the property. And it's I know I'm talking fast. It's hard to kind of put all that into place. But trust me, you're only one thought away. You're only one lesson away from being able to understand how that stuff works. It's not as complicated as it sounds.
It's
Go
not.
ahead, Ann.
It really isn't. And then, so you have a pen, Yokana?
I do.
Okay, write this number down. 760.
Okay. For you, because we were talking
Mhm.
about the
573
lab result, the lab work that was done,
2731.
primary care.
Okay. Text that number. Text that number right now. We're going to get you that 4 data points reference, and then also we're going to set up a free consultation call so we can get you on your journey today. Okay. All right. So guys, listen. If that's you and you want to become, if you guys want to get in the Facebook group and network with other real estate people that are on their journey, okay, shoot that text. Bruno just put it in the chat. The number is right there. You're going to text WIN to that number, 760-573-2731, where we help you guys win in real estate. And then also we'll send you the replays that we're discussing today. But the overall goal for us coming on live right now, guys, is that we want you to become real estate investors, man. Okay. Did you get that number? You get everything?
I did get that number and I did text that number. Thank you all.
Fantastic. And then what do you do for work? Where are you working at?
I'm a healthcare analyst.
I'm gonna tell because you ain't supposed to be on the phone. You know what I'm saying? That's why you're talking to this.
I actually have to. I have to hop out.
I know you do.
Minutes actually.
Before you get in trouble. Okay. Thank you for coming on the show, and we're excited. Bruno's gonna give you a call today. Okay.
Okay, thank you.
Kind of before you go, did you have any questions for everybody up here? People, and did you have any questions before you roll out?
No, not at this moment. I'm a little overwhelmed with all of the knowledge that was expelled. So
We got you. We got you.
That's good. You know what? But congratulations to for even having the courage to come up here and just express that you have the interest, right? And then the thing that I wanted to add to everybody that's listening, right, is take a look at what just happened, right, in the way of if you're talking to an investor, look at the, and I know Tony doesn't like to hear the, like the mindset stuff, right? But it's not necessarily mindset, right? It's the way of processing things, right? An investor does a lot of upfront work and a lot of, thinking things through differently. And they do a lot of the homework up front. And that right there, so to everyone who's listening in and everyone who wants to get started today, but they're afraid, or they're listening to the headlines that they come across, or all the Facebook gurus, right? 98%, right, of people that get in trouble in real estate, 99% of people that get in trouble in real estate, they don't do the homework up front, right? Mm-hmm. Like you're talking about people that don't, if you mention exit strategy, it's a foreign concept, foreign word. It's as if you're talking to them in Portuguese. They have no idea what you're talking about, right? Mm-hmm. Exit strategy is a foreign concept. Business plan is like, what? I don't know what you're talking about.
Yeah.
And then it's one of those where people don't do. I mean, shit. Otis just went through. He was like, man, look, like he just gave you some numbers, right? That he just pulled up. People, that is so far from what people are even considering, because the first thing that they're doing is, real estate. Let me get on Zillow. Zillow has all the answers, right? Like, I know my house is worth $20 million because Zillow said so. All right, man, I'm out. I gotta go.
Hey, Bruno always got phone. He got tamarines going on in the background, eating Scooby snacks, Bruno. But he's right though, guys. And make sure you give Bruno a follow. And then Yakana, thank you for coming on here, and we look forward to having a conversation with you. Let me do a quick room reset, guys. Anthony Glenn, buy and hold investor out of sunny Southern California. Guys, we're talking about how to get into the real estate investment game. Right now, I am live on YouTube, X, and I don't think my Instagram connected today, and TikTok, guys. So if you guys have questions or comments that you would like to propose in the chat, please make sure that you hit Bruno and give him a follow. So he's almost there with being able to get on camera, so you guys can actually see our face, okay, as we're going through this process. Joe, come up, bro. I got my boy Joe Onello that just pulled up. Tony, I met with the Cardone Foundation last week. We talked about 10X Vets. We need to meet. Christy, I got you. Boom. Christy, come up. What do you want to know? Okay. I will be out there in Miami in a couple of days. So Christy, let's link up. Okay. So yes, Cardone Veterans Group is a partnership that I have with Grant and Elena Cardone. And we have 10X military spouses and 10X vets. 10X military spouses, we're looking for 100 military spouses that want to become entrepreneurs in the next 2 years. And we're looking for 100 veterans that are looking to partner with non-veterans to invest in real estate and structure a corporation in order to become millionaires. If you know anybody who wants to partner with vets and utilize their VA home loan benefit, okay, we got space. So we are talking about 10X military spouses in Miami with Elena. We do have a breakout room. I will be in Miami on the 14th through the 19th. And then I'll also be in North Carolina I'll be in North Carolina on the 27th through the 29th, okay? And then
What city in North Carolina?
Jacksonville.
Jacksonville.
Okay, so and then I'll also be I'll be in a couple of other places, and I look forward to linking up with you guys anywhere. So if you guys want to be a part of what it is that we're doing, guys, again, the room is getting big, okay? Text the number that I put in the chat, 760-573-2731. That's the number. If you guys want to become a real estate investor or you're trying to start a business, this is the place that you want to be. Let's get back to it. Christy, what's up?
She said,
Is that chat?
Hey, I feel you. I'll be having some of them days.
Chat. Oh, his head look big.
Oh my God, man. That's chat, man. What's up, chat? Why you name Christy over here? Christina. Hello, Christina.
That's her real name.
Oh
Hello,
my
that's my
gosh.
government.
I thought your real name was
She
Chat.
her child support is in arrears. That's why she don't want to be seen on here.
Baby daddies. I got 5 baby daddies.
She got five baby daddies and 9 kids. Okay. What's up, Chat? What's good? Who'd you talk to?
What's up?
Who'd you talk to?
Oh, I forgot the man's name. He's over the grant. I talked to the foundation. I spoke with Elena first, and she wanted me to get with their director of philanthropy.
Mm-hmm.
So we can talk about helping you all meet that 100,000 that goal you have for touching the lives of children and for spouses and for veterans. And so where I come in is I have my nonprofit that's for women veterans and women veterans children, and the children of women veterans. And we're helping them from entrepreneurship, right, to home ownership. And also because I used to be a claims analyst at the VA, I'm helping them increase their income by helping them with their VA disability and file for that. So that's the initial goal. My long-term goal for it is actually to build out a real estate component where we're helping veterans and underserved populations with that want brick and mortar locations for their businesses. So ideally, it would be a nonprofit with a for-profit arm. So the first 6 to 9 months, they would not pay their lease, and then we'll phase them in as they become more profitable. And have the option to purchase that particular brick and mortar, or we'll help them purchase another one. So that's my long-term goal for FemVet. But right now, I'm just trying to increase the quality of life of my brothers and sisters in arms.
I
And I
love
have a
it.
regular size head, by the way.
Oh,
Statistically,
oh,
scientifically,
you're
it's
my size.
it's regular size.
Oh, okay. Your mama told you that?
That's she did. Oh, that's cold.
and
That's cold.
and
Hurt people.
And chat, check it out, man. Everything that you just said, I already have the blueprint for it. So we need to definitely discuss.
I saw it.
I already have it, man. So we really need to talk about how you can get in alignment, and I can help you build out that real estate component because I already have it. So it's no reason.
Yeah, because I'm writing grants and I want to bring you in on those grants, bring 10X vets in on those grants. And that's kind of what we talked about as well with grants people. So I'm game.
Okay. All right. So let's hop on a call and see how we can get in alignment because I'm going to tell you right now, man, that my business exploded when I partnered with them. Like it's getting crazy. That's why I'm going to Miami. Basically, I'm pushing content out with Elena on getting more military spouse. We just need to connect because I'm going to building out a couple of things and I'm pretty sure that we can do all of this stuff together. So see everybody be out there. You making moves, chat. You know what I'm saying? Like there's a lot of noise going on social audio apps, guys. And you got to align with people who are going to elevate your business. So, this is right in alignment with 10X military spouses, that component that we're bringing out. And there is a $4,000 scholarship that's out there for military spouses that I'll talk to you about. Okay, so guys, who has questions or comments that they would like to propose to the stage? Anybody? Well, let me do a reset. Welcome to the Winning Real Estate Show. I am your host, Anthony Glenn, buy and hold investor out of sunny Southern California. 7 vertically integrated real estate companies. That means that one company is in alignment with another one. And right now I have my co-host, Otis Bartholomew Cleophas James V. Okay, all right. And guys, we out here rocking out on the ones and twos, kicking it like a sensei in here and answering any real estate investment questions that you may have. So Otis, can you do me a favor? Can you post the 4 data points stuff to the Facebook group right now? And then that way, and then put your information in there. And then you guys could download that document and reach out to him about that. Because here's the deal, guys. I noticed that I have to be in alignment with people that can elevate what it is that we're doing, okay? We get on here and we kick information for you guys and we talk about these investment strategies specifically so you guys can get out here and win, man. We want you to win. So make sure you follow chat. Make sure you follow Otis because, we're trying to help you guys build. Man, I want to work with y'all. I want to be a part of great. I know I want, but I don't know how. Okay. Booby, guys, just text us. Okay. We'll help you get in the game. Right? It's not, let me tell y'all something, man. Either you want to do it or you don't want to do it, man. Okay? Create a deadline, write your plan, get in the game, right? Dump the puzzle out. So if you guys want to be a part of what it is that we're doing on a national level, hit us up, okay? Get in the Facebook group, share the post, get us up to 20 shares. The more people that help me, Otis, Bruno, and Ian, the more information we want to give you guys for free, okay? You stand around the barbershop long enough, you're going to get that fade. You're going to get a haircut. Okay. So keep coming, keep showing up, keep listening to the information that we're kicking. And guys, you're going to learn something that's going to get you further along in the game. And Otis, can you help me with some math real quick, if you don't mind? So I don't have to share my calculator. Yeah. Okay. So let's talk about why this is important. Okay. So Otis, why do you believe that it's important from your perspective to invest in real estate in regard to generational wealth?
Because you can touch it and it offers the most benefits. Everybody that was making an argument about other, investment vehicles and all this stuff, when the economy did what it just did, where's the real estate? And where's your stocks and your 401k and all that other? I'm not saying those things aren't important, right? You should diversify. But I know at the end of the day, I don't care what happens to the dollar. I'm still getting them rent checks. The only thing that's going to change is if I'm getting them in yen, dinar, pesos, or whatever it is. But I'm still getting them rent checks and I can still touch the real estate and I still have more control over my wealth. And the tax benefits far outweigh any other investment vehicle. Real estate is just, it's always going to be where it's at. And there's the most revenue streams that you can associate with real estate and real estate investing, right? You don't have to buy property outright. You can lend on real estate and gain interest. You can buy debt. You can buy on the secondary money market. You can buy and sell notes on real estate. You can do lease options and lease purchases, and you can do subject to financing. There's so many things you can do to move your way into a wealth conversation surrounding real estate. Nothing else compares to that. And real estate pays you without you having to sell it. That's the thing that is most important to me. If I got to sell it to make money, then I don't want it. I want something that I can keep that's going to pay me until the end of time. That's my real estate spill, man. You know, I'm all real estate all the time.
And listen, this is the perfect example. Let me give you some examples. Okay, so here's the fundamental difference between those people that are talking about all types of other types of benefits. And let's just go. We're going to use 500,000 for an example, because everybody put 500,000 in the chat, please. I want everybody to do this with me so we can explain to you guys what we mean by this stuff, okay? And for those of you who are just joining the show, appreciate you guys for pulling up. Down at the bottom, you'll see an arrow with a 13 on it. Can y'all get us up to 20 shares, okay? We're going to talk about, you guys, we're going to talk about depreciation, appreciation, and tax benefits of real estate. And this is going to encourage you guys on how to get in the game, okay? Could someone remind me, please, where the 4 initial pillars were? Marketing, attorney, tax planner, bookkeeper. Bookkeeper is the 4th one. The marketer is going to grow your business. The attorney is going to set up your corporation and keep you out of trouble. The tax planner is going to make sure that you have the accounts open so you can fund your contribution and pension plans. Okay, and then the bookkeeper is going to make sure that you're not commingling accounts. That bookkeeper and the tax planner are going to work together in complementary to each other. The bookkeeper is going to keep your books good so they can tell you how you're going to grow your money if you don't know how much money you're losing. So the bookkeeper is going to basically do a profit and loss statement, which basically means they're going to give you the profit of your company and how much expenses that you have. And then that the tax planner is going to plan out your quarterly tax liability. That way, at the end of the year, instead of them saying, "Hey, man," because you went to Wish and got your tax planner, they ain't gonna say, "Hey, man, why don't you go out there and buy a Bentley so you don't have to pay taxes, a non-producing asset," versus, "Hey, man, why don't you go out and buy a piece of real estate so you can use the depreciation schedule." Okay, so Otis, here's a calculator situation. Okay, so 500,000 is the property value. The land value is 100,000. So the land and the property is 600,000. So we're going to use the stick build, and I want you guys to put depreciation in the chat, and he's going to explain what this means, okay? Depreciation, okay? This is one of the reason why wealthy people buy real estate, okay? Depreciation. Put a 1 in the chat if that sounds bad. Put a 2 in the chat if it sounds good. A little bit of real estate trivia. Does depreciation sound bad or good? Put a 1 in the chat if it sounds bad. Put a 2 in the chat if it sounds good.
Depends on what you're talking about. Depends on if you're talking about real estate or a BMW.
Bingo, bingo, bingo. Okay. So, Otis, what is 500,000 divided by 27.5? Okay. Now, put this in the chat, guys. 500,000 divided by 27.5 equals
18,181. So let's call it 18 grand.
$18,181. That means that if you bought a $500,000 investment property, you get to have a tax deduction of $18,181 for 27 years. That's called depreciation. You make $100,000 because you own an investment property, $18,181. You get a tax depreciation for that. Okay, so that's the first thing. Now, I want people to put appreciation in the chat. Okay, appreciation means that it's going to go up. Otis, can you explain appreciation real quick?
Yeah, appreciation means that the asset becomes worth more than when you bought it. That's it. It's just worth more. It just gains value.
So essentially, when we're telling you guys, when you're looking at these things, guess what? The IRS is going to favor the people who, I'm gonna tell you three things. The IRS favors people who own real estate. What does property taxes get utilized to pay?
What does property taxes get utilized to pay?
What
Like,
is?
what do they use our property tax?
Yep. Go ahead.
Well, the county uses it for schools, roads, county programs, infrastructure, and it changes county to county. But those are the typical things that it's used for. And you're writing that off too, by the way.
Bingo. So your property taxes that you pay, okay? The IRS favors people who own charities, nonprofits. The IRS gives the most deductions to people who own real estate. And the IRS gives the most taxable benefits to people who have corporations. So you buying one piece of real estate, you could solve two of those things. What did I tell you guys? The IRS favors people who own a business and real estate. So right now, if you own let me give you an example, okay? So you own a piece of real estate, you get you own a piece of real estate, even if you just live in a home and it's your single family home, your mortgage interest, the amount that you pay up to a certain amount is tax deductible. So the first thing that a person that's doing your taxes is going to ask you is if you own a property. Now, let's just say you move out of that property. You bought a single family home like the lady that was talking earlier. You moved out of that property and you put tenants in that property and you opened up a corporation, S Corp or C Corp. Okay. Now, because you have that corporation and that tenant is now paying the corporation, that means now you're a business owner, and that unlocks the ability to invest in contribution and pension plans. You cannot invest in a 401k with the exception of your job. But guess what? When you put tenants in your property, and everybody put the word "and" in the chat, and I'm going to wait. Everybody put "and" in the chat. When you get a corporation and you have a piece of real estate, you're solving two things. Okay. So Otis, you want to take it away real quick? What I'm talking about? Where am I leading to?
I was actually looking at something else.
I knew you weren't paying attention.
About before.
Okay. I got it.
I was trying to fix my face so you wouldn't call on me right now, but I will say this. Yeah, I got nothing. I thought I can.
I got it.
Okay, I will. Let me just sum this up.
Okay.
I'm gonna sum this up in one sentence.
Okay. So guys, when you buy real estate, okay, let me give you an example. Okay. I'm going to draw it real quick. That way you guys can see it. Okay. And you have an example. Okay. So here it is right here. Okay. Can you guys see this? This is my little drawing right here. I'm going to break it down for you guys so you guys can kind of see it. All right. So you have a piece of real estate. Boom. Your tenant moves into the property. The tenant doesn't pay you in your personal account. The tenant pays the limited liability company. When they pay the limited liability company and you have you and your family in there, this is a flow through entity. So the money goes into the LLC, then it goes down into your business account. Once it flows into your business account, business checking and savings account, then you can put yourself on payroll. So that means that you are an employee. You work for the limited liability company, which unlocks the ability to invest more money into retirement accounts like a 401k, like a simplified employee pension IRA. Okay, let me give you an example. Okay, $285,000 you can invest into a defined benefit plan. $66,000, and I think it just went up to $68,000 into a simplified employee pension IRA. Okay, paying your kids $14,600 for being marketers in your company. That's an expense to your company. If you don't structure this stuff correctly, then you won't know. The real estate unlocks so many doors for you guys that, you know, once you get into the game, put a 1 in the chat if you guys are understanding, you're flowing with what I'm saying, because we're starting to bubble up. Let me do a quick room reset. Guys, if you guys are enjoying the conversation, put a 1 in the chat right now, because we're going to continue to rock out. My name is Anthony Glenn. I'm a buy and hold investor out of sunny Southern California. I'm a real estate broker that have 7 real estate companies, vertically integrated. I just partnered with Grant Cardone, billionaire, last year with Cardone Veterans Group. Okay. And all of my companies except 2, my nonprofit and my TC company, make 7 figures. Okay. I started my companies. I started investing in real estate in 1996. I've been investing in, 98 was my first purchase in Hawaii. Okay. And I've been investing in real estate ever since. Okay. And if you guys want to learn from us, do me a favor down at the bottom. We're going to give you guys a free, if you guys want the replay to this live right now, I will send you the YouTube because I'm on YouTube right now. We will text you this YouTube so you can go back and listen to this. And we're going to give you the 4 data points Academy references so you guys can get on your real estate journey. If you guys are interested in that, you're going to text this number, text WIN to this number, 760-573-2731. Again, that number is 760-573-2731. Okay, and we will text you the YouTube channel so you guys can go back and listen to the replay so you can listen to this and download the nuggets that you want to download. Oh, Otis, over to you. You have something to add, some value to add to the conversation?
Yeah, so I recommend people talk to a qualified professional when you're talking about the different, because everything Anthony's saying is correct, but everybody's not going to have the same formula. And what I see is people going and setting up these LLCs and all of this other infrastructure, this corporate structure, and you don't have anything to protect yet. And especially when you're utilizing these LLCs to obtain financing, there are ways to do that, but you don't have a way to pay it back yet. So talk to a qualified professional because it's not just about where you're starting. They're going to ask you about where you're going. And then they're going to structure you based on where you believe that you're going to be going financially, which is also a reason to have a plan, right? First, learn how to generate the income. Learn how to become a real estate investor. Learn how to create deals where they don't exist. Learn how to generate revenue. And then have the problem of trying to figure out, okay, now I'm making the money. What am I supposed to do with it? As opposed to trying to figure out everything else first and you haven't made a dime. All right, so anyway, just there's an order of operations to this stuff. I got front loaded. I had I had a plan. I knew where I was going. And, so I had all of this stuff mapped out in the beginning. And then over time, it's going to evolve because things change. So that's a conversation you have to stay on top of when you're talking to qualified professionals. And if you don't know what to say, when you go and talk to a qualified professional and it's a real estate conversation, tell them you want 3 things. You want liability protection, you want tax favor, and you want anonymity. It starts getting a little more expensive when you throw that anonymity component in there. But if you ever get into trouble, the first thing that opposing counsel is going to do is check your pockets. You want to make it look like you own absolutely nothing. So that's an important component for me. So anyway, that's my 2 cents, and I'm going to throw it back to you, brother.
And guys, if you guys are enjoying this conversation, down at the bottom, guys, help us out, man. We need 2,500 more people to follow us in order for us to go live so we can share our screens with you guys. Okay. If you down at the bottom, there's a little arrow that says 16. Get me up to 25 shares right now. Okay. That's 8 more shares, please. I would really appreciate that. And we're going to continue to rock out. And as we're doing that, guys, that number again, if you guys want to get on a free consultation call with us and you want to download that free 4 data points, we're going to drive you to the Facebook group. We will share this replay to you so you guys can get this. Let me tell you so far what you guys missed if you're just coming into the space as you're getting us up to 25 shares. We talked about the 4 data points on how to get into real estate. We talked about the 4 people that you need in your business to make sure that you stay out of trouble. Okay. Otis, what are the 4 data points? Can you run them off real good again so people know what they are?
Yeah. When you find an address that looks like there may be some potential there, you ask 4 questions. What does it cost? Or what am I willing to pay if it's not for sale? What does it cost to fix up? What's it going to be worth when I'm done? How much income can it generate? Even if you don't know what to do with the answers, it's going to force you to uncover enough information to keep you out of trouble. So what does it cost? What does it cost to fix up? What's it going to be worth when I'm done? How much income can it generate?
Absolutely. And then also another thing that we talked about is the people that you're going to need within your plan. Number 1 is an attorney. You don't have to hire an attorney. You just need to know that you're going to need one because typically in some places, the attorney will set up your trust to transfer your property in there. And then some attorneys can set up your limited liability companies as well. Right. So you're going to need attorney in the future. And I would rather have one on the reference to kind of, and then when you go to that attorney, you just tell them, hey, look, I want to set up a corporation and then I want to set up a trust. Okay. Can you guide me in the right direction? Okay. Some of these questions are free. Okay. Number 2, you want a bookkeeper. That bookkeeper is going to keep you completely out of trouble. And complementary to number 3, which is your tax planner. Everybody put the word planner in the chat, not a tax preparer. This is one of the biggest mistakes that I have made in real estate since getting started in real estate in a business. I had a tax preparer and not a planner. The fundamental difference between one and the other is that the tax preparer, you've already made the money, okay? It's probably too late to try to buy anything or invest in anything because taxes are due. So the tax planner is going to plan, hey, you made $250,000 in this first quarter. Okay, you're projected to make $500,000 in the next quarter. You might want to put $22,500 in your 401k. Hey, you're on track. You made $250,000. You might y'all better be listening. Put a 1 in the chat if you got a pen, because I'm giving y'all gems right now that you got to pay people for this information. Okay, I hope you guys got a pen. Okay, you make $250,000, 25%, 25%, $62,500 can go into a simplified employee pension IRA. But you can't put that $62,000 in there unless you have a corporation. So now, 401k, 22.5, a simplified employee pension plan, $62,500 I can put in there, 25% of my income that I pay myself, right? But it goes back to the fundamental person that I told you that you need, the bookkeeper, okay? The bookkeeper and the tax planner, they work in complementary to each other. And then, so the bookkeeper is going to consolidate your income, okay, and show you where you can mitigate risk, okay? The tax planner is going to prepare for Uncle Sam and point your money in the right direction so you can invest the money versus spending the money, okay? The marketer is going to scale your business, okay? So these are the reason why we're telling, and the attorney is going to keep you out of jail, okay? So those are 4 people that are in your business plan that you're going to need. And if you want the free business plan template, again, the number is 760-573-2731. All you got to do is get in there and write it. And then also you guys, once you guys join the Facebook group or you want the replays to what we're talking about, we will send that to you today, okay? All you got to do is text the word WIN to 760-573-2731. Who has questions or comments before I pass the mic to Otis? Who has questions or comments before I pass the mic to Otis? Go ahead.
I done gotten some of those calls around Q4 where they say, look, you may need to put $35,000 over in your, whatever it is. And I'm like, yeah, I spent that though. So so what do we do now? I spent it. You should have told me that 2 weeks ago, man. I got about this $30,000 snakeskin jacket. I don't do that.
And guys, the reason why we're telling you about this stuff is because we want to encourage you and let you guys know how to do this stuff. Does anybody have any questions? Any questions? Y'all have to have questions, man. We don't like talking to, me and Otis, we can rock out all day long. I know somebody that's on this live right now has a question. Who has a question? Okay, let's see here. Regina, who has a question that they would like to propose to us? Okay, Otis, outro, what you got?
Yeah, so let's look how easy it is to become a real estate investor and go from zero knowledge to actually being able to do something. And there's 4 things I want you to remember. The 4 data points, we can beat that horse to death, right? Otis can reiterate those points of anonymity, and there were 2 other points. So that was if you're talking to a qualified professional and you don't know what questions to ask, you want to achieve 3 things: liability protection, tax favor, and anonymity. Those are the 3 things. But it can get costly. So if you're one of the folks that, I can do this on LegalZoom. Okay, go ahead and LegalZoom if you want to. The Secretary of State is under no obligation to tell you how solid your entity is. Mm-hmm. All they do is recognize it as an entity. That they do not guarantee it will hold up in a tax conversation. They will not guarantee that it'll hold up in court for anything. It will defend against charging orders or any of that stuff. So make sure you actually have a professional do it. You will appreciate it in the long run.
That's a fact.
Yeah. So the 4 things that I was talking about on the creative side. Real estate investing is really just assessing a deal, right? Making sure that it's worth pursuing, taking control of it, taking ownership of it before you have to pay for it. So this is all of that. Every time you go online and say, I could teach you how to buy a house for free. I could teach you how to get buildings for zero capital. This is what they're talking about. There's no such thing as free, by the way.
Mm-hmm.
So the second thing is taking control of it. All that means is get your name on the deed before you have to pay for it. Once your name is on that deed, then you can do number 3. You can make it worth more than you bought it for, because now that you own it, you can borrow third-party funding to increase the value of it. And then exit strategy. You leverage that value to pay everybody back, or you sell it, and out of the proceeds, you pay everybody back and keep the difference. That's a very simple concept to understand. Now, that can show up in a multitude of ways, but once you understand the concept, see, now I'm teaching you how to learn. Once you understand the concept, then it's easy to add in, fill in the gaps and apply it to whatever situation that you're looking at.
Mm-hmm.
So how do you determine whether a deal is even worth pursuing? What does it cost? What does it cost to fix up? What's it going to be worth when I'm done? How much income can it generate? How do you acquire real estate when your money is low? You can't come up with that down payment. Assess the deal, 4 data points, take control of it, get your name on the deed before you have to pay for it, add value, bring in third-party funds to make it worth more than you bought it for, and then exit, which means bring in permanent financing and pay off all the existing debt, or sell it. And out of the proceeds, pay off all the existing debt. In any case, you keep the difference. We keep it right there. We keep it right there. We don't go past that. You master that, you're gonna be a dangerous real estate investor.
That's a
Go ahead,
fact. And then, guys, this is another thing that I want to add in closing, guys. Listen, get started, okay? Stop hanging around with people who tell you that the market's going to crash, because you're. Listen, man. People will scare. I'm gonna tell you, man. People, scared people will keep you from your blessing. Okay, I make a lot of money doing this. I'm telling you guys. There's a lot of money involved in real estate. And there's a lot of people that's getting it out here, how they live. And you guys can do it too, okay? All you have to do is have a deadline. Create a deadline. Boom, I want to do it. Number 2, have the courage to shoot us a text message. 760-573-2731. The YouTube channel, everything, I'm getting started. I'm going through a lot still, right? Still trying to. Nobody gives a shit, man. Nobody cares. Listen. You're not going to like this, Gotti. I'm going to tell you the truth, bro. Nobody gives a shit about what you're going through. And the reason why I'm telling you this, man, is because you have the power to change the direction that you want to go. Listen, man, I'm going to tell you, man, you got haters. You got people who don't want you to succeed. You got all this stuff going on in the country. You have control of, listen, success doesn't give a shit about you getting in an argument with your wife. Success doesn't care about your kids getting in trouble at school. Success doesn't care about you having a bad day. Success doesn't care about any of that. What success cares about is your commitment and your endurance to getting to the bag, period. Okay? And the reason why I get enthusiastic about this, guys, is because I had a really, really rough week. Okay? I got PTSD. I can't sleep. But guess what? I got my ass up to the gym. I went on a treadmill for 30 minutes. I got on TikTok without feeling good. Okay. And I'm showing up. The amount of, listen, man, the answer to your question is through your hardship. And I want to say that to you guys. You know what you need to do. Shit. You're going through, listen, I'm going to tell you something. If you're going to sleep today and you got on this live and you did not send that text message to us, you don't want to change. Either you want to do it or you don't want to do it. Either you're committed to the process or you're not committed to the process. If I got to encourage you to invest in real estate and change the life of your family, and you want your kids to inherit the real estate that you purchased, if I got to encourage you to do that, then you don't want to do it. Nobody should have to encourage you to want to make more money. It doesn't make any sense, right? We're all going through something. But guess what? Your level of commitment and you should be obsessed with wanting to change. Okay? I am committed to getting on TikTok Tuesdays, Wednesdays, and Thursdays, no matter how I feel. I'm hungry as hell right now. Okay? I haven't eaten any food. I got on here because I know that God has given me this gift in order for me to resonate with you guys. God is going to bless me by giving this information to people. Okay? So you got to be committed. And I know you're committed, bro, because you already text Mogati. Okay. So the reason why I'm saying this, man, is because, I was that person. If I just had a shot, I'm like in the crowd, I see people. If somebody just gave me the opportunity to get in the game, I would put a 1 in the chat if you're that person, that you would go hard in the paint if somebody would just show you the way. I was that person. Seeing people drive around in nice stuff, have big ass houses and all of that other stuff, right? But what I realized is that I didn't have to wait for somebody to give me the opportunity. I went out and I got my own damn opportunity. It's hard getting your ass up and going to work every day and working a 9 to 5 for a company that's making billions of dollars for your likeness. So once you figure out like real estate is going to give you a lifestyle change where you can wake up and get checks, okay, then you're going to be like, okay, I freaking get it, man. Whatever this looks like, I want to do more of that. And all you have to do is get one. You get one, mess it up. You're going to fuck it up, okay? You're going to mess up real estate. It's something that you're going to forget, but what you're going to get is the experience. You do it again. Now you've created that process. You got 2 properties. You got 2 properties cash flowing. Now you got those 2 properties. Now you're a investor. Okay. You're not an investor until you do it twice. That's what I tell people. Otis, what do you think, bro?
I agree 100%, man.
Listen, man.
It's the, and going back to Mo, it's the moment where you decide that you're not in a position to move forward that kills your dream, because you pushing through that moment and doing it anyway is going to condition you into being the type of person you have to operate in that space anyway. As a real estate investor, that we buy problems. So if a problem is keeping you from moving forward, especially with the free stuff, like there's enough, I think between myself and Anthony, we put out enough free stuff where you can make a course out of it on your own without even, and if you got to push somebody into doing that, it goes back to, my dad used to tell me, man, he said, look, you can't want it for somebody more than they want it for themselves. All right. So it's sad. It's really sad, man, because I see a lot of people go into the same job over and over again. And there's nothing wrong with that, except for the fact that they hate that job. If you love your job, then, you could do both. Right. But it's like, well, at what point, like what has to happen for you to be able to do something else? You're going home. You're not there for your kids. And I can only speak as a man. You're not there for your kids because your mind is somewhere else. You're just trying to survive. You're going through depression. You're going through all of these different things when you're only one thought away or one action away from changing the trajectory of your life. That could be a conversation. That could be coming into one of these rooms like Anthony does all the time. That could be just texting that number. If you can't text the number, I can't make it any easier for folks. Right. Anyway, go ahead, Ant, because I have this conversation a lot with people, and I there was a point where I decided I'm no longer going to try to convince somebody of the value of the things that I'm talking about. If you can't see it, then it's just not for you.
That's a fact. And I'm going to tell you something else, guys. Listen, man, either they believe in you or they don't, man. If you got people who don't believe in you, okay, that's fine, man. You got to you got to get around people who are meat eaters, man. Okay. I'm not a vegetarian, man. I'm trying to get to the bag, and I'm doing everything that I can, man. Listen, I'm going to get to 10,000 people, whether it's from y'all sharing and liking. We're going to get to 10,000 people. Okay. It's going to happen. And I'm going to work at it. If it's 3 followers a day, I don't care, man. I'm going to consistently get in front of more people because I know that people need to hear this conversation. And if people are uncomfortable because I say nobody cares, okay, then you need to go to another live, because that's called accountability. I want you to change. I want you to wake up and saying, or I want you, when you're driving to work and you say, if something happens to me today, I have something that my kids can inherit from me instead of debt. Okay. All right. So this is the fundamental thing. This is the quickest way to wealth, guys. And we're giving you the blueprint. Again, if you guys want to invest in real estate, 760-573-2731. Shoot the text message. Okay. And share the live, guys, because I know when we come on here, we've been on here an hour and a half and we got 18 shares. That right there is proof to you guys that everybody's not going to support you. Okay? Everybody's not going to support you, and that's okay. I want to teach I would rather have 40 people in this room right now, 40 investors that are committed to changing their lives versus 40,000 1,000 lukewarm people who are not, that are just going to give the information, go to sleep with the information, and not do anything.
And just come to this live because we're handsome. Look, we're people too. We're more than beauty, looks, and all that, and swag. Okay? We want to be treated like regular people too. Go ahead, Anthony. I get so frustrated. It's our cross to bear.
I know, man. I know we're talking to somebody right now. I know that one of you guys right now have a family. I know beyond a reasonable doubt somebody on this live has a child right now. And the question that I have for you guys that is going to make you sick: do you want your kids to inherit your procrastination? Do you want your mother and father to be a victim of your procrastination because you don't have enough money to take care of them? Look, man, look. Okay, let's kick some facts, Otis. Okay, can you do me a favor and tell me what the average for Social Security payout is? How much money do people usually get for Social Security? Okay, let me give you an alarming thing. Okay, if you haven't noticed, they're trying to extend Social Security past 59 and a half. Why? Because America is running out of money. Did you guys know that our debt ceiling, almost 25% of that of our debt is paying Social Security? Second is healthcare insurance. Third is military, right? So let's take a little drive down money lane, okay? All right. So now you went and you saved. You worked for. Let's just say you went to school. You went through K through 12. That's 13 years. You went to undergrad for 4 years and you got a grad degree. That's 20 years, okay? So that means that 20 years and 6 years is 26 years old, 26, 27 years old. Okay, now you're in your career. You're 27 years old, you work for 20 years, 27, 37, 47, right? Now you got to wait till 59 and a half to start drawing Social Security.
Yep. Social Security, by the way, the average payout, and this is after the 3.2% cost of living allowance that they did in January, 1917, $1,917.
Okay, so now let's talk about this. Okay, you're 59 and a half, you start drawing Social Security, you've saved $250,000 in your 401k. Okay? That means you retire, you got $250,000 at 59 and a half, so 60. You want to live for 70, 80, let's say 25 more years. 250 divided by 250,000. 250,000 divided by 25 years. That means you can pay yourself $10,000 a year. Times 12, divided by 12 months. $833, that's what you can pay yourself for the next 25 years. Oh, let's say, I'm getting Social Security. Okay, plus let's say $1,600, because all of y'all are not going to get. Some of y'all are not paying into Social Security. Okay, so I make $24,000 a year. Times 12. I'm making $29,200. Oh, and guess what? You can't only make a certain amount with Social Security. If you go over that, you'll get penalized. So, guys, I'm telling your ass, you're going to run out of money, man, if you're not listening to us. You have to have something that subsidizes this income. Okay? So let's just say that you made $1 million. Okay? You had $1 million saved. Okay? And you wanted that $1 million to last for 40 years. That's $25,000 divided by 12 months. That means you can pay yourself $2,083. Guys, look, man, you got to have something. Saving your money, that's proof that saving your money is not enough. You have to have something.
What do you think a loaf of bread is going to cost 20 years from now?
Dog, I'm trying. Shoot. I have 2 kids right now, and I'm paying like $750 for groceries. Okay? So, and that's a month. So now it's $750. I'm making $2,300 of passive income. Let's just say $2,300, $700. I mean, I barely have. Oh, my son made me a salad. Thank you, son. Thank you. I appreciate that. Love you. So, yeah, man. Like he made me. I guess he's trying to say I'm fat. He made me an egg. Bring me some hot sauce or something. He bought me a salad with two eggs. See, my kids love me, man. But
hey, baby girl, did you hear me say I was hungry?
So,
I'll
guys,
start with
as we're
that.
breaking this stuff down for you guys, put a 1 in the chat if that's scary, what I just showed you guys. Be honest. Put a 1 in the chat if that's scary as hell, what I just showed you guys. Okay? So, you got to have something that prints money, guys. And the way that you get started is texting 760-573-2731. If you got to have something that creates passive income. Otis, reoccurring money. Give me an example of something that you own that's giving you passive income today. Like one asset.
So I have an online course that I just set up. So you could call that a business, right? Not my mentorship, just the online course. I never touch it, never see it. That's passive. Rental income that I get is passive income. My stock portfolio, I don't really call, I didn't kind of, I fell off the stock portfolio, but I was investing in companies that pay dividends. Those were passive income. That was passive income. That's pretty much it for me, man. I don't consider passive income the interest that assets gain, because that's just a way for me to acquire additional debt. But passive, man, it's going to be rents. It's going to be anything from a business or that online course. Let me see what else. I think that's about it for me, man. I think those three things. So
Okay.
stock, rent, and online course.
Okay. So let me see. D said Social Security told me after age 65, my income can be unlimited and I would still get Social Security. That's false. I don't know how they told you that. Look, hold on. Social Security has a cap on how much money that you can make, by the way. So I don't, D, if you trust that, go ahead. Okay. Is there a Social Security?
I just looked it up. There is. So the earnings limit for, so the income limit for collecting Social Security benefits, particularly if you have not reached full retirement age, I'll give you both. For 2024, it is 21,240. And if you earn more than this amount, $1 will be deducted from your benefits for every $2 you earn over the limit. In the year which you reach full retirement age, the limit is higher, 56,520 in 2024, and the reduction is $1 for every $3 earned over the limit. So, yeah, there's a limit on it. You might have been talking to the customer service person over at Social Security.
She was talking to Wish at Social Security. Now, I'm gonna tell you right now, man. Listen, man. Everything we tell you is factual information. Okay. So I am. Can we please pin the number? It won't allow me to pin. Okay. So I'm gonna give it to you. 760 573 2731. Okay. There's the number. I just responded to you. Okay. I have to be careful because TalkTick thinks that this is my personal information and it's not. So regardless of what you guys are saying, not after 65. Okay. Y'all can listen, man. Go ahead and go to Social Security and then look on there and see. Okay. You can't just be making $1 million and draw Social Security. That doesn't work that way. Okay. It's not saying that you can't make money, right, with Social Security, but there is a limit on how much money you're supposed to be able to make. Okay. All right. And that's from the Social Security website. If you want to go there and look at it and research it yourself, okay, you can't just draw Social Security and make as much money as you want to make. That's not the way it works. And why are you waiting to 65 to be making money anyway and getting passive income? Okay. The whole conversation today is not to debate. The whole conversation is to educate. All right. So what we're talking about is you have okay, I don't know about y'all, but I didn't get any money from Social Security from my mom or dad. My father has passed away. I didn't get no check for Social Security. Okay? So you're going to have alternative things outside of Social Security to make money, guys, and that's what we're talking about today. Are there any questions that you guys would like to propose in the chat? Any questions?
Somebody asked a question. They said, "What would you invest in?" I think that was what would you recommend investing in? Your most valuable asset is always going to be that thing in between your ears, man. Like, invest in the education. Nobody can take it away from you. And then when you get in the jam, you can utilize that education to acquire resources. Right? Period. Otherwise, you're always going to be attached to the opinions and biases of somebody else that you have to trust and hand your money over to and hope that they do the best thing for your interests. So I invest in your education.
And another thing that I want to say, guys, is stop waiting on people to listen, man. How can I say this in a way to where I cannot be?
You can't. You just got to say it.
Stop waiting on the government to give you something, man. Like, look, man, look. You being an entrepreneur and getting passive income, getting property is something that lowers your taxable income and increases your ability to have pension and contribution plans. So the government is not designed to just give you money, okay? The government is for the people who don't plan, people who don't have a plan, okay? So if you put $50 away into a contribution and pension plan for 20 years, every 2 weeks, you will have $75,000 saved at 8%. So when we're talking about these things, this is not for people who want to depend on Social Security when they retire. We're talking about people who want to go to Belize, who want to not have to work at Starbucks to subsidize their income. We're talking to people who want passive checks coming in. We're talking about people who want to be able to write a check for a scholarship for your kids. We're talking about when you pass away, that you pass down a property that's printing $2,900 a month, so they don't have to go to school and get student loan debt. Okay, we're not talking to the people who want to work for 50 years and then get depend on their Social Security, and then that lasts for 5 or 6 years, and then now they got to go back to work because they're not making enough money to sustain their lifestyle. Because if you don't know, the cost of living is going up, and right now, if you talk to any 60, 70-year-old person, they will tell you that they're running out of money. Social Security was not enough. Here's the fundamental difference. Once you retire, you cannot exchange your time to invest. Social Security is a 401k is a vehicle also. You invest in the 401k. You just heard right now that it was a big market crash. So people that were investing in their 401k, half of it was wiped out. That money ain't coming back.
Come on.
So what we're saying is that you got to have something that prints money. Real estate, corporation. Real estate, business. Those are the only two things that print money that replace your time. Okay? So, ladies and gentlemen, thank you for joining the Win in Real Estate. Put a 1 in the chat if you guys enjoyed the show today. Okay? Put a 1 in the chat if you guys thought this show was fire. Okay, guys, myself, Otis, Bruno, and Ian will be on the show Tuesdays, Wednesdays, Thursdays, 9:30 a.m. Pacific Standard Time, where we talk about real estate investing. Guys, you don't have to take my advice, okay? You don't have to listen to a damn word that I said, but I will tell you this. You're going to run out of money, okay? You're going to run out of money. If you're working a 9 to 5 and you're interdependent just on your 401k, you're going to run out of money, okay? It's impossible for you not to run out of money with inflation and everything else. If you're interdependent on just your Social Security and your 401k, you're going to have an extra pillar to print money to invest in those vehicles. Okay. All right. So, that's it, man. Thank you guys for showing up to the show. Thank you for y'all being stingy and only sharing 21 shares. We will be on the live on on Tuesdays, Wednesdays, and Thursdays, 9:30 a.m. Pacific Standard Time. We usually rock out for 2 straight hours. Right now, my son just cooked me breakfast, and I'm gonna go eat with my kids, man. And then also, I'm sitting at home. Okay, this is another thing. I'm at home right now. This is my work day. Okay, this is another thing that entrepreneurship gives you the power to do. I'm at home right now. I'm about to eat breakfast. I've already went to the gym. I got to get my reading in, okay? After I get my reading in, then I get to hang out with my family, okay? I don't have to drive to work and get stressed out. I'm at home, okay? I'm in my home right now, okay? I'm going to get in the pool, hang out with the kids, make some pizza dough for the kids before the weekend. and then I get to chill with my kids. I want you to have that. I want you to know what that feels like. I promise you, man. I hope that one day you know what it feels like to wake up and get a check in the mail from somebody that is renting one of your properties and that you don't have to actually exchange your time for. It's a great feeling, guys. And if you guys are interested in doing that, text that number 760-573-2731. I appreciate you guys for pulling up. Okay, and we will see you guys on the next live. Peace.